Hey, are you shopping for a gift for a musician or a music producer, but you're just not sure what to get them? Well, stick around because in this video, I'm going to cover a whole bunch of awesome gift ideas for musicians and music producers. And what I'll be covering are either all items that I have either myself, I've used before myself, or I know other musicians and music producers who have these items and love them very much. And so a lot of these things are actually things that I would love for a gift as well. So let's dive into these gifts. By the way, I'm Reagan Ram with OrpheusAudioAcademy.com, and I help indie music producers make better music and grow their fan bases online. And so I've kind of organized the gifts in this list into 5 different categories. Number 1 being education, number 2 being gear, number 3 being software, number 4 being studio decor, and number 5 being apparel and accessories. And by the way, links to all of these items will be in the description below. Let's start off with education, some great educational gifts that you can get for musicians and music artists. After all, that is your number 1 asset as a music producer or a musician, is yourself and your knowledge and your skills. So number 1 gift idea is actually my Spotify Accelerator System course. This walks you through how you can go about growing your streams on Spotify and actually eventually getting to the point where you're making your first $1,000 a month through Spotify streams alone. So if your musician or music producer wants to grow their Spotify streams, then I highly recommend this course. So you can pick it up in the description below, or you can just go to OrpheusAudioAcademy.com/Spotify. Now, second great educational gift is How to Make It in the Music Industry by Ari Herstand. This is an awesome book that really breaks down the new music industry and how things have changed and how you can actually go about building your own following and building your own fan base online for your music without having to go through these gatekeepers, these traditional gatekeepers of the record labels and music companies. So this is a really great just crash course on how to go about navigating this new music industry as an indie musician. Now, a third great educational gift for your musician or music producer is the Music Theory for Computer Musicians book. And this is great if, this is probably more so for music producers if they don't really understand music theory and have just been going about, creating beats or creating songs just through their DAW and haven't learned music theory. This can be a great crash course on how you can implement music theory and use it to help you create better songs faster. So this is also a great guide that really helped me as I had no music theory background when I got started producing music. Now, my final educational gift recommendation is Understanding and Crafting the Mix by William Moylan. And this is just a really great, just top to bottom crash course on how to go about recording and mixing. And so this is great for maybe someone who's a beginner or has been working for a while but doesn't really have the full picture. It's just a great resource overall for learning, recording, and mixing. All right, now let's move on to awesome gear ideas. And musicians and producers love gear and pieces of equipment that can help them make better music. And so my number 1 recommendation is the Sennheiser HD600 headphones right here. And these are excellent because they offer a very linear frequency response and are open backed. And all this means is that they're very great for mixing and mastering music because a lot of headphones out there can kind of lie to you and tell you that there's certain frequency content in a sound that's not actually there. So it can trick your ears. These ones are not going to trick your ears. These are great high quality headphones, awesome for mixing and mastering. And so I definitely recommend those if your musician or music producer, friend or family member needs headphones. Now, those headphones are great for working on music, but maybe they just want to have some good headphones on them just for listening to music casually as they're out and about, because all musicians and music producers also just love listening to music. So a great pair you can pick up are the Sony WH-1000X-M4 wireless headphones. These have awesome reviews and are really great quality headphones just for casually listening to music. Or if your musician or music producer is just more of a earbuds kind of person, then Skull Candy is a great pair that you can pick up as well. Now, another option, a great pair of actual monitors, right, studio monitor speakers that you can pick up are the iLoud micro monitors by IK Multimedia. And these are great because don't underestimate them by their size. They actually pack a punch. but they're also, again, very linear. So what you hear is what you get. Now, these are great because they're designed to actually be used in a smaller studio environment. If you're working in a small room that maybe doesn't have great acoustic treatment, these can still help give you an accurate picture of your music. Whereas some other speakers out there, for example, maybe the Rocket 5s, which are very popular, I had those and they're great, but if you're working in a smaller, less than ideal environment, they can just tend to pump too much bass into your space, and then you're then making inaccurate mixing decisions from there. So if you're gonna get a pair of monitors and you're not in an ideal studio environment, then the IK Multimedia micro monitors, iLoud micro monitors, are an awesome choice. Now, another important piece of studio gear that I think often gets overlooked is just storage space. This is something that if you're gonna be producing a lot of music, you're gonna run out of quickly. Not to mention if you're acquiring software and plugins and so on for producing, you're gonna want a dedicated external solid state hard drive to store all your music projects on. You don't want that to be on your actual computer hard drive, as that can slow down your computer, and it's also just safer to have them on that external drive. So great SSD external drive that you can get is the Samsung T7 external hard drive. This is a great hard drive that you can get with either 500 gigabytes of storage or up to 2 terabytes of storage. You can have tons of space for all of your music projects. Now, another great piece of equipment to have, especially if your musician or music producer is working in a less than ideal room that doesn't have professional acoustic treatment, is some kind of microphone isolation chamber. For example, like this RA ISO Armor 2. And so this will actually encompass the entire microphone, so you're not going to be getting any of that echo or reverb into the mic when they are recording. So this is awesome. If they need something like this, then you can pick up for something like this for them, and they would definitely appreciate this. Now, another great thing to have on hand is just a great Bluetooth speaker. This can be good for testing out mixes and masters after the fact, because this is an important part of the process, is listening to your new songs on different speakers and in different environments. So a really high quality one is the iLoud portable speaker by IK Multimedia. This will give you powerful studio quality sound anywhere you go. And this is actually the first portable speaker that was actually made with musicians in mind. And as a result, it comes with superior power, with spectacular audio resolution and amazing bass response. So this is definitely a high-end Bluetooth speaker that is going to help give an accurate picture of your music in any environment. Now, if you want something simpler, maybe just a cheaper Bluetooth speaker that's maybe a better representation of what the average consumer is going to have and be listening to, a great option is the Unce Angle, which is also waterproof. I've had this for years, and it's just a really great Bluetooth speaker. And speaking of Bluetooth, another great option to have is a Bluetooth turntable. So this is great for your musicians and producers who have vinyl records that they want to listen to. You can put that on the turntable, or you can also connect to it through Bluetooth and play it that way. So it's very flexible, kind of combines the both of vintage and modern technology. And final piece of gear, this is kind of just a fun gift, but if your musician or music producer also likes coffee, then they would love this mug stand Bluetooth speaker. So this can let you hang up your coffee cups, and it also has a Bluetooth speaker built into it as well, so they can listen to great music at the same time. All right, let's move on to software, and what producer doesn't love getting new software to work on inside of their DAW. So for this software list, I tried to find products that were number one, affordable, but also interesting and unique, and maybe something different than what your musician or producer, friend or family member already has. And so number one is the company Baby Audio. They have a lot of really interesting and unique plugins that can help you get a more, vintage or retro sound, or even all the way up to modern and kind of futuristic sounds. They have lots of really cool plugins, from reverb to parallel compression to saturation and all kinds of things in between. And these are also, their plugins tend to be a little bit more affordable. And in addition to this, if you put in my code OAA at checkout, you can actually get 10% off your entire order. So if you do go with Baby Audio, be sure to use my discount code. Now, another really great company is UJAM. This is a company that was founded by Pharrell Williams and Hans Zimmer, and their goal with this company is really just to make plugins that are very easy to use and can create very interesting, powerful sounds quickly without having to be a tech genius or guru. And so they have a lot of really cool plugins that can really just in a few clicks get you the sound you're looking for very quickly. So whatever type of music that your musician or producer makes, you can probably find a UJam plugin that they would love. My third software recommendation is the Vocal Synth 2 by iZotope. This is another very cool and unique plugin. Basically, you can take any vocal and turn it into something different with either a vocoder effect, talkbox effect, or something else completely different. So this is a really unique, very cool plugin that can get you really cool vocal sounds. And my final tool recommendation is the Iris 2, also by iZotope. And this lets you really make the world your instrument, as you can drop in any sound file that you've recorded and make an instrument out of it by painting in or out different frequencies and adjusting modulation and so on. So this is a really cool, powerful, and flexible synthesizer, virtual synthesizer that you can really make any kind of sound out of, including completely new and unheard of sounds. All right, moving on to studio decor. Having a cool, awesome, comfortable environment to work on music in is very important. And one of the coolest things you can add to your studio is the NanoLeaf light panels. These are intelligent light panels that can change color based on music that's being played or any other factors that you want to set. And so these are really cool, and you can create all kinds of cool designs out of them. They are definitely a great addition for any studio environment. Number 2 is the Moon Lamp. I have this. This is really fun, especially if your musician or music producer that you're shopping for is into space or makes electronic or futuristic music. This is a kind of a 3D printed representation of the moon, and you get a little controller where you can change the color of it. And so this is a really just fun little lamp to have in your studio. Another cool thing are these keyboard covers that fit with whatever DAW, digital audio workstation, your music producer or musician uses. And these have all the different shortcuts listed on this cover that fit with their particular DAW, so they can easily and more quickly work in their environment. Now, it's also really important to have a comfortable chair. I recently got a new chair, and I got this office chair here. This is really comfortable and makes it a lot easier to work, so you're not having back problems or getting uncomfortable and having to stop. Another really popular chair is this high back gaming chair. I've seen a lot of people use this, a lot of producers. It's also another very popular option if you're looking to upgrade your chair. Another cool thing to have is this audio frequency spectrum chart. And so this kind of breaks down 16 different instruments and their different frequency ranges. So this can be handy for your musician or music producer who's looking to do some mixing and they're trying to adjust different sounds. This will be a quick cheat sheet so that they know what ranges to attend to first. Now, another cool piece of decor to have is this modular synthesizer poster. So this is great for anyone who loves electronic music or synthesizers, and especially modular synthesizers can be a cool piece of art to add to your studio. All right, now we're moving on to the 5th and final category, which is apparel and accessories. So let's start with t-shirts, because t-shirts are always cool to have. And so here are a few that I really like. One is this Waveforms t-shirt, and so if it features the 4 core waveforms of synthesizers on it, that's fun to have. Again, if your music producer friend loves modular synthesizers, this is another cool shirt I found here. It's the modular, it's a shirt that has all the different modular synthesizer cables on it. Another cool one, I just thought, kind of had a cool vintage look, is the Producer Limited Edition shirt. And finally, of course, a VU meter shirt, because we as producers are always having to pay attention to those meters. Now, another overlooked but very important piece of gear, I guess it's an accessory in this case, are earplugs, right? Because your ears as a musician or music producer are your most important asset. And so you want to protect them, especially if you're going to be going into any loud environments like a concert, for example. You want to have earplugs on hand because you don't want to be damaging your hearing. So these are another great gift. And last but not least, just having a handy notebook on hand is important, especially if you're going to be maybe writing lyrics. It can be handy for that, or taking mix notes as you're listening to a song before mixing. It can be handy just to have a nice notebook on hand so you can write down what you're hearing and what maybe you want to change. Now, if you're not satisfied with this list for any reason and you want even more gift ideas, then check out my playlist that's on the screen right now, where I have several different videos reviewing various products and software that can also make potentially great gift ideas for your musician or producer friend. All right, have a great day and happy shopping.